we go. World 6. Hesitance. Perhaps, in a perfect world, the ring would be a symbol of happiness. It's a sign of ceaseless devotion. Even if he will never find the princess, he will always be trying. He still will wear the ring. But the ring makes its presence known. It shines out to others like a beacon of warning. It makes people slow to approach. Suspicion, distrust. Interactions are torpedoed before Tim can open his mouth. In time, he learns to deal with others carefully. He matches their hesitant pace, tracing a soft path through their defenses. But this exhausts him, and it only works to a limited degree. It doesn't get him what he needs. Tim begins to hide the ring in his pocket, but he can hardly bear it. Too long tucked away, that part of him might suffocate. So, the ring slows people down. The ring that he keeps tucked away in his pocket. So he puts the ring down, and it slows things down. Pick it back up, everything goes back to normal. And another one that you need to solve differently. This time there's no secondary cannon, so you slow this down until you can... Oh! Until you can make the jump. Slow it down until you can make the jump. Oh! Come on. There we go. And then... Again, there would have been 2 cannons in the first version of this puzzle, but... come on. There we go. And I can just leave the ring behind because it magically comes back to him in the next room. That one, there's no story explanation. It's just a gameplay mechanic. Nope. Ah, that's no good. Nope. There we go. Pick the ring back up. Get up here. Use him to get up here. And then because that puzzle piece isn't affected by time, okay, no. Nice. No. Nope. there. So yeah, that switch I just activated lifted up that, which means I can mess up on grabbing an easy puzzle piece. There we go. No, there's no way to grab that back. You have to just go to the next area. Okay, this is the puzzle that I have the most trouble with in the game. I have no idea how to do it in any way that takes less than like 5 minutes or involves pure luck. I'm just completely awful at this one. So yeah, this is a remake of Irreversible. But this time you can reverse, it's just there's no way to get over there, hence impassable foliage. But you take this, and you know what? Yeah, okay, no, that's not possible. We need to do it this way. Which is how I normally do it. I was just wondering if there was a better way, but no. That is a strictly worse way, because it is not possible. Oh, right. Time powers affect that puzzle piece. And give me my ring. Okay. This. I just... Did this work? I think this worked. Might have worked too well. Nope. Nice. Yeah, usually that puzzle takes me much, much longer. Rude bunny. Nope. I love the music so much. Okay. And then wait for this rock. Oh god. Come on, Tim. Really? There we go. Okay, yes. Put that there to slow down the cannon. And then go back, bring this up here. Nope. There we go. That should be enough. No! Jesus. Trying to be in a hurry ends up making it take longer. Just be patient and do it properly. Oh, did I mess up again? Okay, like I said, be patient. Be patient. I need that bottom one to go under the top one. And there we go. Then rewind. Yes, okay. Just put that there. Wait a little bit. Pick it back up. Right, and then rewind until that shows up over there. Nope. Nope. There we go. Put the ring back down so I can climb up here. And done. Took you so long to get here, but at long last I can tell you that the princess must be in another castle. I've never met her. Are you sure she exists? that. Ladder. Go into this door. World 1. At a cafe on a bright plaza, most customers sit back, feeling the warmth of the sun, enjoying their cold drinks, but not Tim. He barely notices the sun, doesn't really taste his coffee. For him, this corner affords a good view of the city, and in the teetering of the passers-by, in the arc of the shopgirl's hands, as she displays tea to an interested gentleman, Tim hopes to see clues. That night at the cinema, fictitious adventures lunge implausibly across the screen. The audience here is mixed. Some are patrons of the cafe, now sitting excitedly in the plush chairs, eager for another new flavor, for distraction from the boredom of their easy lives. Other seats hold fishermen and farm workers, hoping to forget their toils and rest their hands. Tim is here too, but he is scrutinizing the gloss on the lips on the screen, measuring the angle of the plume of a distant helicopter crash. He thinks he discerns a message. When the cinema closes and most of the audience stroll down the plaza to the south, Tim goes north. People like Tim seem to live oppositely from the other residents of the city, tide and riptide flowing against each other. Tim wants, like nothing else, to find the princess, to know her at last. For Tim, this would be momentous, sparking an intense light that embraces the world, a light that reveals the secrets long kept from us, that illuminates or materializes a final palace where we can exist in peace. But how would this be perceived by the other residents of the city in the world that flows contrary-wise? The light would be intense and warm at the beginning, but then flicker down to nothing, taking the castle with it. It would be like burning down the place we've always called home, where we played so innocently as children, destroying all hope of safety forever. Actually, wait, could I have... Yep. So yeah, if it isn't obvious, time is flowing contrary-wise. It's the same puzzle as the last one, but this time there's no ladder, which means... Braid. I've got you. Oof. Help! Come down here. Help! There we go. Jeez. There we go. There she is, the princess. Now reverse time. But of course time was already flowing backwards, so play time normally. Why would she drop a chandelier on him? Oh, just climb up that ladder and get to her. Wait, why would she make the ladder go away? Why would she pull the thing to let the cannon start firing at him? Well, that doesn't make sense. What? Take the bridge away? Yeah, as if it isn't obvious. She's running from him. Closes it so he can't go up that ladder. Help! Come down here. Help! Oof. I've got you. Epilogue. Nothing. Nothing. The boy called for the girl to follow him, and he took her hand. He would protect her. They would make their way through this oppressive castle, fighting off the creature made of smoke and doubt, escaping to a life of freedom. The boy wanted to protect the girl. He held her hand or put his arm around her shoulders in a walking embrace, to help her feel supported and close to him amid words are hard. Amid the impersonal throngs of Manhattan. They turned and made their way toward the Canal Street subway station and picked a path through the jostling crowd. His arm weighed upon her shoulders, felt constrictive around her neck. You're burdening me with your ridiculous needs, she said. Or she said, you're going the wrong way and you're pulling me with you. And in another time, another place, she said, stop yanking on my arm, you're hurting me. He worked his ruler and his compass. He inferred, he deduced, he scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. He was searching for the princess, and he would not stop until he found her, for he was hungry. He cut rats into pieces to examine their brains, implanted tungsten posts into the skulls of water-starved monkeys. Ghostly, she stood in front of him and looked into his eyes. I am here, she said. I am here. I want to touch you, she pleaded. Look at me. But he would not see her. He only knew how to look at the outside of things. He scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. What? Through these clues, he would find the princess, see her face. After an especially fervent night of tinkering, he kneeled behind a bunker in the desert. He held a piece of welder's glass up to his eyes and waited. On that moment hung eternity. Time stood still. Space contracted to a pinpoint. It was all as though the earth had opened and the skies split. One felt as though they had been privileged to witness the birth of the world. Someone near him said, "It worked." Someone else said, "Now we're all sons of bitches." Mm. Okay, wait. I'm looking for another one of those parts. But I guess not. Okay, so I guess the books don't go back. The candy store. Everything he wanted was on the opposite side of that pane of glass. The store was decorated in bright colors, and the scents wafting out drove him crazy. He tried to rush for the door or just get closer to the glass, but he couldn't. She held him back with great strength. Why would she hold him? Why would she hold him back? How might he break free of her grasp? He considered violence. Mm. They had been here before on their daily walks. She didn't mind his screams and his shrieks, or the way he yanked painfully on her braid to make her stop. He was too little to know better. She picked him up and hugged him. "No, baby," she said. He was shaking. She followed his gaze towards the treats sitting on pillows behind the glass. The chocolate bar and the magnetic monopole, the it from bit and the ethical calculus, and so many other things, deeper inside. "Maybe when you're older, baby," she whispered, setting him back on his feet and leading him home. "Maybe when you're older." Every day thereafter, as before, she always walked home on a route that passed in front of the candy store. Okay, there we go. The question is, how do I... So, if I just stand here... One Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi, one Mississippi, two Mississippi. There we go. She stood tall and majestic. She radiated fury. She shouted, "Who has disturbed me?" But then anger expelled. She felt the sadness beneath. She let her breath fall softly, like a sigh, like ashes floating gently on the wind. She couldn't understand why he chose to flirt so closely with the death of the world. He cannot say he understood all of this. Possibly he's more confused now than ever. But all these moments he's contemplated. Something has occurred. The moments feel substantial in his mind, like stones. Kneeling, reaching down towards the closest one, running his hand across it, he finds it smooth and slightly cold. He tests the stone's weight. He finds he can lift it and the others too. He can fit them together to create a foundation, an embankment, a castle. To build a castle of appropriate size, he will need a great many stones, but what he's got now, he feels like an acceptable start. And Braid. Only found one of the stars because they're all super hard to find. The one that I got is just the easiest. If you don't get it before you complete the puzzle, though, you can never get it. You can't take the pieces back apart. Yeah, that's Braid. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch other videos I make.